Hey there, fellow travelers. I'm Jim.
And I'm Amy. Welcome to Vacay with J&A. Today we're going to talk about our trip to the Gaylord Rockies near Denver, Colorado. We were actually very surprised at how much we enjoyed our stay there.
I was blown away with how much I loved this resort. It was super nice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We could have stayed longer for sure.
Absolutely. So basically what happened was we were already in Colorado and we needed our last night before we went home. And so I had a free night certificate with Marriott. So I looked for Marriott resorts close to the airport, and this one came up and I could use my certificate for it. And I said,
why not?
Yeah, this one looks good. It looks really, really good. So we gave it a shot and we headed on over.
It was great. It's a huge property.
It's
an impressive, it's an impressive building, and it's kind of out in a newer neighborhood, so there's not tons out there yet. Still a lot of new construction going on. So very open area and close to the airport. There's a huge lobby, and right as you're walking in, there's a bar that's kind of like downstairs, and there's this huge picture window that looks out onto downtown Denver, which I thought was really cool.
It was really cool. You walk through and it's one of those things, you walk right through the front doors and you're like, wow, this place is nice. So we went and checked in, and so with one of the credit cards we have status with Marriott. I actually have platinum status this year. Very fancy, thank you. And with that status, we were able to check in early, but we were also able to check out late. We get up to 4 p.m. checkout, which is nice because our flight wasn't until later on Saturday, so it gave us a ton of time to see the resort. But if you don't have that status, when you check in, even if you check out by noon, you can still stay at the resort the whole day. They tell you, hey, just hang out here till you're ready to go, which was nice. We do have a separate video for our room tour, so if you're curious of what the rooms actually look like, you can check out that room tour. We'll put a link in the description. Our one complaint about the room is there was no chairs on the balcony, which would have been nice.
We had a good view. We got upgraded so we could see downtown Denver and the mountains. And it would have been a great spot to just sit there at the sunset and stuff. So that was the only bummer. But great resort. We really enjoyed our stay here. There's 1,500 guest rooms, we found out. So it's very large.
Small.
Very
Not
large.
Small.
And so we were a little bit concerned about the elevator situation because we've been in big resorts before and you have to wait forever. But every time we went to the elevators, there were 6 on our area. We never had to wait very long. Sometimes there was a door open ready for us to come in, which we thought that was really great.
Yeah, on the lobby level, generally if you went to a bank of elevators, there was one open just waiting for you to get there, and you walked right on.
The only one complaint we had about the elevator area was someone had dropped some fruit on the ground. There's a couple pieces of strawberry and pineapple. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And it never got picked up. We just kept seeing it and just kind of laughing oh, the fruit's still there.
As you go out through this resort, there's 7 different restaurants that you can go to. On top of that, there's also a market, a quick marketplace that has a Starbucks in it.
Grab and go type stuff.
Yeah, a little grab and go type stuff. There is a gift shop that's actually pretty expansive. There was a ton of stuff in there. And if there's a big game while you're staying at the Gaylord Rockies, don't sweat it because they've got you covered with an enormous 2-level sports bar. I mean, these TVs are enormous.
Whole wall. Yeah, so there's a gym on property and a full service spa. We kind of just perused a little bit into the spa to see that area. It always smelled really good when you went down the stairs over there. And then there was a full gym. It was actually pretty big, and lots of different equipment and lots of windows look outside, which I like. So I used it one night and did my workout there at the end, and there was tons of different equipment to use and a place to fill your water bottles up, which I appreciated and went back a couple times to fill my water jug up. But yeah, great gym and spa area.
There you go. Tons of outdoor activities. I wasn't prepared for how much outdoor stuff there was to do there. They had a basketball court, and the good thing is they don't care if you're good or bad at basketball. And they had pickleball courts, tennis courts. You could rent bikes. So if you wanted to rent a beach cruiser and tour around the property, you could do that.
And they also offered locks. So if you wanted to go somewhere close by, they said there was a gas station to go get snacks that's not too far. So they would have given you a lock. So I borrowed the bikes and I went around the whole property. But yeah, that's an option too.
Yeah, and they also have like bocce ball. They have a bocce ball court. Plenty of cornhole.
Lots of cornhole.
Yeah.
Turns out I'm pretty good at bocce ball.
Who knew?
Who knew?
Well, we found out. They also have fire pits around, which is fun to hang around at night and sit around the fire pits. I bet those are great in the wintertime. Also s'mores each night. You can get a s'mores kit and roast some s'mores.
Yeah, and you could buy a s'mores kit yourself, or they had certain times that they would come out with like the little individual packets of chocolate and marshmallow and the graham crackers, and gave you a stick and the whole everything you needed. So that was really fun. Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
They also had an activity center. So like if you needed a pickleball racket or a tennis racket or a basketball, they had those all available at the activity center. And not only that, but at the activity center, they had different activities, almost like it was a cruise. Like, they had, our favorite one was the ducky race. Everybody got to pick a ducky, and then they went to the lazy river and dumped it over the waterfall, and there was a race around the lazy river, and everybody really got into it, and it was cool and
cheering, and yeah. And you got to keep the duck at the end. So there is a lot of water activities to do at this resort. There's an indoor and an outdoor area. So the indoor area is pretty big, and there's a huge pool area. There's a basketball court, well, not basketball hoop that you could play on. We were playing football catch. There's like a little splash pad area, place that the kids could jump off into. There's 2 slides. Both were really fun. One was an open-ended one, and one was like more of a tunnel version that was a little bit higher that got you cruising pretty fast.
Yeah, so if you know me, I'm a big water slide guy. You may not know it just by looking at me, but they had one that was pretty tame, the orange one or red one.
Yeah, it was like orangey
red. It was pretty tame, and I mean, you still got going, but then there was the white one that was completely enclosed and went really, really high. And I went on that only one time, because I was moving.
It was fun though. I like the slides. But also inside there's like a volleyball court, so we had fun doing that. There was a jacuzzi in there, and then there's also a grill that you can order food. That's right there for you. And being indoors, a lot of times people worry about it being real, chlorine-y and claustrophobic-y and like humid. It definitely was like a little more on the humid side compared to outside, but they have huge doors that are open, so there was constantly like fresh air coming through, huge fans circulating the air. So I thought for an indoor area, it was very comfortable.
Didn't really feel indoor.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all. So. And then there's a whole outdoor area with another pool areas. There's 2 different jacuzzis outside. One is an adult only, kind of secluded to the side, and that was pretty private. And then the other one is more open for families and anyone else who was interested. There's also a kiddie slide out there, like a little bit smaller, very tame, small, short slide.
Yeah, definitely for the little guys.
For the little ones, yeah. And then there was a lazy river, which I thought was fun. They had a little waterfall you can go through, is where they had the ducky race. Yeah. And just, nice and relaxing, tons of tubes. They're just like everywhere that you could just snag, single and double ones, and you can just do whatever you wanted to do out there. They had some cocoons that you could, if you could snag one, and we got to snag one on the second day.
You got to be on the lookout.
Yes, they were leaving. I jumped out of the lazy river and I jumped in there and saved our little cocoon area. And they also have cabanas that you can rent. So those are $350 for 5 hours, or $600 for all day. There's also waiters coming around constantly asking if you want anything, so they'll put it on your tab for you. So easy. Yeah. But there's also a grill, and we went and ordered lunch one day, and I just grabbed it and brought it back to our area. So
they had the Denver Pops, right?
Denver Pops, those were really good.
Like
$6.
Homemade popsicles.
Yeah, but tons of different flavors, and they were delicious. I really liked them.
Absolutely.
They're very refreshing. But yeah, great outdoor. We had so much fun. Like, you thought we'd get bored after a little while, we thought, but we just were out there and just kept jumping around, doing different things, and it was all close together. So that was nice too, so you could jump around really easily.
Yeah, it was great. One thing I really liked about the resort is how close it is to the Denver airport, which is great if you're into plane spotting like I am. Constantly seeing planes going in and out all day long, taking off and landing, which is great. And when you have to catch your flight, I think it only took us 10 minutes to get to the airport
really close.
From there. So we stayed here for free. This resort is expensive. The night we stayed there would have been $559 had we paid out of pocket, but we did have a free night certificate. All we had to pay was the resort fee. But For this whole trip, we actually saved a lot of money. You might have seen our Grand Hyatt Vail video. We went up to Vail and we were in Castle Rock, and then we went here. So total savings for this trip, just on our flights, we used points for our flights and saved $953.37.
Winning.
Yep. For the Grand Hyatt in Vail, it would have cost us $900.97, but we used points. For the Gaylord, the free night certificate saved us $559.19. And then for the other two hotels that we stayed at, we have something called a Delta Stays credit. It's part of our Delta Airlines cards. And so we have a $150 credit each year. And the first year we had the card, we didn't have to pay the annual fee. So that's $300 in direct savings. So our total savings for this 5-night getaway was $2,713.53, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, that's a great thing about points is it allows you to get away for 4 or 5 days and go and do some neat stuff up in Vail and at this cool resort, and you can save your money for something else.
Thanks for watching our video. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and leave those down for us and we'll get back to you.
Thanks again for watching. Happy travels.
Bye.